Hello guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. And you might know that I stream daily at 4 p.m. except Sundays. So recently I did a live stream in which I was playing against my subscribers, my very good subscribers, and they challenged me. One of the challengers was Chesd. You might know him if you watch the live streams, and he's a very active viewer. So he challenged me to a game, to a challenge, a championship match kind of, which was 8 rounds. We did a little bit of bargaining. I was like, we'll play 6 rounds, that is sufficient. He told we'll play 8. Okay, so I agreed, we'll play 8 matches. We just played for fun, and one of the games was very interesting, and today I'm going to go over that game and show you the little intricacies, I think is the word, of the game. It was a very interesting game. I said it on stream that I would personally analyze the game for my improvement and the viewers improvement as well. So hopefully you will be able to learn something from this video. Let us get right into the video. So I have downloaded the game from chess.com and I have loaded it up in Chessbase.
I have not done any prior analysis. This is the first time I am having a look at the game after the stream, and the stream was yesterday.
And now I am here to analyze the game, and you might see here that I am white in this game. Abhinav Bhatt Whitey, that was my account. 1716 rated. Chesd is the viewer who challenged me. 1689 was his rating at the time of that game. So we are going to go ahead and look at the game now. I was white, so I started off with the move e4. I like to play e4. I play e4 always, most of the times. He played with c6. I played bishop to c4. Generally what we do here is we play d4 and then d5 happens. We play d5, and now there are multiple ways to respond. Knight c3, we can take, we can play e5. I have covered all these responses in my opening series, which you can have a look in the description. It is a complete opening repertoire from white side to play with e4.
We are not going to go into the main variations more because this was a blitz game, rather a bullet game, 2 minutes plus 1 second.
It is showing here that it is blitz,
But it is considered as a bullet game.
so we wanted to finish the match quickly. I think this was the 3rd or the 4th round as far as I remember, and I played bishop to c4. He played d5. I thought, okay, let us troll him, and I played bishop to b3. He took my pawn, and my idea was to actually play the move queen to h5 in this position, and I had played queen to h5 in one game against him,
And it didn't work out very well.
Although I won the match,
it didn't work out very well for me. So I thought, okay, we'll keep it safe, we'll play knight to c3. Now the idea is very simple, attacking the e4 pawn. He protected the pawn, knight to f6. I played queen e2 because I have to get the material back, although we can play by giving a pawn. Since it is a double pawn position, it will not be much of a trouble for us, but we don't need to get into a lot of details. This is just the 5th move. He played bishop to f5, again strengthening the pawn on e4. Okay, so I thought we'll play h3, and next the idea is play the move g4, kicking the bishop away. He played h5, controlling the g4 square, this pawn. So I thought, okay,
I should not waste a lot of time bothering about the e-pawn.
since they are already doubled, as I said, I don't need to worry much about them. Let us play the move a4, and the idea is simple. Obviously after the move h5, black is not going to castle on the king side, and so black's idea will be to castle on the queen side. That is why I played the move a4, so that I can play a5 and a6 next. So he played knight b d7. I played a5, knight c5. I didn't want to give away this bishop because, for example, if I played the move a6, he would just take, and this is a terrible position because I have a double pawn, he has a double pawn, but this bishop is kind of not in an optimum position. So that is why I wasted a move with bishop to c4, which also strengthens the a6 push, because a6 is controlled by the knight and a minor piece would help a lot. So I played the move bishop to c4. He played e6. I think his idea is to just develop, and I kicked away the knight on c5 with the move b4. Also next my bishop can come to the b2 square, aiming at the long diagonal. Knight goes to d7, b5. As I said, I have to open up the position. Since my opponent is playing in the center, I should play on the flank. This I have been saying in almost all my videos. If your opponent plays in the center, go for the flank. If your opponent plays on the flank, break in the center. Very simple principles here. It's no hard and fast rule, but I like to play this way, keeping it simple. He played knight to e5, again attacking my c4 bishop. So if I rewind a couple of moves, you can see here in this move, it is the 7th move. I played a4, 1 knight move, 2 knight moves, 3 knight moves, the 3rd knight move. I developed 4 knight moves he has made till now, and he has just basically gone through a cycle. Let me just show you. He came knight d7, knight c5, and then he went back, and then he came here. So that is like wasting 4 moves, and till then he was moving his knight for 4 moves. I developed my pieces, and the result is here. This is the result after 4 moves, and in between there was an e6 move, but we'll ignore that.
No! God, please, no!
What I have done here is played 1, 2, 3, 4, and my pawns are already advanced, and this gives me a lot of space to work on the queen side, and the strategy is simple.
If your opponent is playing in the center, go for the flank. And
although it might seem that black is well developed and my pieces are not in an optimum position, but these pieces are not coordinated, and these 2 pawns don't seem well. I have some space on the queen side, and which might help me in the future. So this is just the 11th move, and you can see that how seriously I am taking this game, because since it was a challenge on the live stream, I didn't want to lose, and obviously he also didn't want to lose. So we are playing at our best.
you can assume.
Whatever. Although I was talking with the chat also, so I might be not that much focused, but here at this point in the stream, in the game, this is a beautiful pawn diamond which has happened here. So the idea is simple. If he takes here, then I can just take with my rook. Let me show you. For example, if he takes here, I can take with the rook, and now the c6 pawn is under attack. For example, he takes it, I'll just take it with the bishop, and all of a sudden, what do you realize? All these files are open, and it is a good position for white, I assume, in this point in the game. And white is basically very free to play. Bishop can come to a3, I can just move my knight after the queen moves somewhere. For example,
Not to c4 because the knight is controlling.
we can move the queen to e3, knight e2, castle, and then the rook will come to the a file. It will be a pleasant position, so that is why b cross a6 is not a good move. I think the good move here is to play b6. He played b6, I took b into c6. He played the best move. See, as I told, we are trying to play our best chess here. He played the move b6, I took on c6, knight takes c6, and now I played bishop to b5, threatening the c6 knight since it is a pin. He played queen c7, rook to a4. This was an interesting point in the stream. I was thinking whether I can play rook to c4 and pressurize the c6 knight, or a very interesting idea here could be to take on e4, going for an exchange sacrifice,
Which is not necessary.
but after the exchange sacrifice the position opens up a little bit, and it will be an interesting game play. Since it is bullet chess, we are not going for a long term plan. We want to win quickly. We are almost halfway through the game. So let me tell you, if you are new here, please do consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on this video, because you are awesome. So let us continue. I played rook to a4 with the idea of rook to c4 and rook to e4. He played bishop c5, and now I went for it. Knight into e4, knight into e4, rook into e4. Here I think he was shocked. He took, I took after thinking for about half a second or something.
I had pre-moved queen to e4.
And now there is attack on the c6 knight from 2 directions. So obviously he had to play the move rook to c8. Here I thought to play the move d4, but I realized he can give a check, and then it will not be so pleasant for me. So I thought I am exactly one exchange down, which is kind of manageable since it is a bullet match. So I thought for 10 seconds. Here it is shown, and that is why I am telling I thought for 10 seconds. I played the move c3, next d4 is coming up. He didn't castle, he played king e7, I played d4, and he took. Here I was a little concerned that it is a wrong sacrifice, because after taking the piece, I have basically pair bishops against a rook and a pawn. Here you can see a pair bishop against rook and a pawn. So it is somewhat a decent position for me, and also I can play the move bishop to a3, giving a check to the opponent king. He played knight b4, and here I was again concerned, where do I move my bishop, because if I move my bishop, for example, to a3, queen to c3 is a nasty little move, nabbing my piece on a3. That is why I played bishop to d2, attacking the knight. He played knight c2 check. I was not at all concerned at this point, because I am having pair bishops and he cannot checkmate me at this point. So king e2, rook h d8, knight f3, rook d5, these are all normal moves. I played bishop to d3, and now you can see a little fortress happening here. All my pieces are securing my little cutie king on e2, and next this piece is getting ready to enter the game. He played knight to a3, I played bishop b4 check, and this was a blunder, I think, because he blundered his knight basically. After a check on this square b4, his king is under check and this piece is hanging, so it is again lost. I took the piece, and now to your surprise, boys and girls, if you count the material, you can see, let us count the pawns first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Opponent pawns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he is having one extra pawn. But now let us have a look at the pieces. 1, 2, 3 pieces against a rook and a pawn. If you do the math, 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9 and 5 plus 1 is 6. So in this position I am clearly winning, and let us see how I converted it. And the main thing to learn here, the main grasping point, is that how to play with minor pieces when in an open position. For example, this is a fairly easy position to play in, but I would like to explain it to you, my thought process and how to play with minor pieces basically. He played rook c d8, trying to take the d4 pawn, but at this point my knight is just supporting, so don't need to worry. Rook to c1, as I said a couple of moves back, that my rook is getting ready to come to the c file. He moved his queen and I played knight e5, attacking the queen can't come to the c file because my rook is here, very big brain rook, and these squares are completely controlled, so he had to go queen a4. And although I should try for a checkmate here, but I thought obviously my piece is hanging on a3, although queen h7 can be little interesting, maybe queen check, I'm not sure about it. Queen h7 I didn't calculate, I just played bishop b2 immediately on the basis of instinct. He played queen a2, I played rook c2. I told I'll keep everything safe, and next move is again a nasty tactics, bishop to c4, double attack basically. So he played f6, I played bishop to b5 check. I gave a check. If he takes, the tactics is very simple, we just go queen to g6. Let's say he goes here, we give a check, he goes here, and this, I think we can go queen c7 check, king c5, queen to c6 is a beautiful little checkmate on the 36th move. And this was the combination, although I didn't think till checkmate, I just calculated queen g6 and queen f7 check, and I thought okay, after this surely I'll deliver the checkmate. But he didn't take rook into b5, he played king to e7. I think he also calculated, I see he took what 8 seconds to play the move king e7, so he had calculated till checkmate. I assume I just gave knight to c6 check. Again, it is very easy to play with minor pieces since the opponent is basically lost at this point. There is no hope for black. King f7, knight to d8 check, rook takes d8 and rook c7 check, and this was a fairly simple conversion, very simple conversion. After that, I would also like to show you the end position, and it is clearly a zugzwang because black cannot take. If black takes, then I just promote to a queen and win, and that is why he resigned after king takes e2. This was the 48th move, he resigned. GG to chess D.
Sorry, I said chess D.
Good game, a very interesting one. I would not tell that he played bad. I would rather say that he wasted a lot of moves because he played 4 knight moves in this position. You can see by the arrows, he came to d7, c5, d7, e5, and in that much time I got a lot of space advantage, and I think this position is already better for white. And GG to chess D for playing this. And we didn't play all the 8 matches, we played 6 matches. Out of them I won 5. He won 1 match against him, I'll give him that. Well played. I missed the little tactics, he got a double attack in and he defeated me. Well played. And this was the video for today. I hope you learned from how to play with minor pieces and how to gain space and how to actually improve your position, because for let's say this is a very simple position, and after this you need to plan basically. At this point I didn't know that he was going to move his knight 4 times, so I just played a4 and then b4, b5, a6. It is a positional strategical way to play, and I hope you enjoyed my style of play in this one. I didn't go for heavy tactics, although here I told I was trying to troll him because we just have fun on the live streams. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video, learned something from this video, and if you did, please do click, not smash, the like button. Also, if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and until then, this is Abhinav Bhatt signing off. Take care and bye.